Good morning, Laguna Woods. Welcome back to Inspiration for Today. Well, I'm going to hold off just a second of telling you what's coming because I just want to remind you that you can review any of the shows at YouTube/Inspiration for Today. In other words, just go to YouTube and you can type it in the search engine too, just Inspiration for Today. In case you miss any of the shows, they're also on TV6's YouTube channel, so you can watch them there. So I know that 7:30 is pretty early in the morning, and that's why I always encourage you to get your coffee and sit down and relax. And today, I actually encourage you to do that and then just sit back, have some fun, relax. We have some special guests. So, without further ado, let me introduce Bubbles and JoJo.
Hey, you see what I have here? Can you see it? It's yellow like my gloves, so
It's pretty.
isn't it?
Nice lemon.
Oh gosh, it smells good. It smells great.
Heavenly.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Candy.
Candy?
Yeah.
Come on. How can that be candy?
I can turn this into candy.
No way.
I can.
Come on.
Okay.
Show me.
Y'all believe me, don't you? Yes. I thought
No. No.
so. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Can everybody count to 3?
1, 2, 3.
There it is.
And that is
Candy.
what kind of candy?
It's a lemon drop. That was a good one, wasn't it? Hey, I think it's really cool being here and looking at the audience, don't you?
It is. Especially with you.
Uh-huh. And
Oh.
Well,
Right.
thanks.
Wait. Righto.
and there's Pastor Rick. Hey, Pastor Rick.
Yeah.
And Joan and all of our friends.
Righto.
And oh, look, there's Lorena. She helped us get everything going.
Yeah. Righto.
This isn't making sense.
Why not?
I'm asking you and telling you all these things, and all you're saying is right toe.
That's because you're standing on my right toe. Oh.
Sorry.
That was funny. We're just setting the stage up here a little bit. Have a seat over there, Bubbles. You're over there. You get to sit
Was I
next
trying
to JoJo.
to take your place?
Well, why don't you move up to join us? Here we go. See, this is all part of Fun Friday. We're having fun doing this, aren't we?
Yeah, having fun.
Yeah. Well, you've been with us 2 weeks, and I was sitting there, and I forgot that we're going to use the same verse today as we used last week because we've got to learn this. We've got to get it down. Although you guys have it down. I can see that. But a merry heart does good like medicine. Proverbs 22, verse 7. And although I know that the clown club is not part of a church or anything like that, you just have fun together. But for you guys who are a part of our church, it is an expression of your faith and certainly an application of this verse.
Yeah.
And so last week we talked to Bubbles. I want to ask JoJo, because JoJo, you've been a member of Saddleback, almost as long as Rick Warren, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, my family started when we were up in Trabuco Hills High School. It was over 30 years ago.
is that
Yeah.
right?
So we have 4 generations, starting with my mom and
That
then
currently
me.
attend.
Only
that
well,
what
my
you
mother's not with us anymore, but
Mm.
me and my family, my daughters and their family, and I have 4 little granddaughters now, and they're all Saddleback. And in fact, my little 5-year-old granddaughter is joining her first small group next week.
That is,
Isn't
yeah,
that the
there's,
cutest thing?
there's something for everyone at
Yeah.
this church, and that's one. There are pluses and minuses of any church, and some say, well, Saddleback's such a big church, and I understand that, but it's also small when you get into groups like that and your daughter. And I'll never forget our first time that my wife and I, Diane, came to Saddleback was in 1985.
Hmm.
We didn't stay or attend, but we went just to one service, and that was at some high school. I'm not sure.
Tribuco Hills, probably.
I don't know, but I do know that I was so impressed that I was getting my coffee, and Rick Warren came up and said, "I know you're new here."
Oh.
I said, "How do you know that? There's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
many people." He said, "No, I know you're new here."
Hmm.
And anyway, he was so friendly to us. We didn't end up coming to the church for another 15 years,
Yeah.
but
He planted the seed,
he
though.
planted the seed that this is the type of person that I could listen to. So anyway, so now,
Yeah.
but lately, both of you, Bubbles and JoJo, have come to Laguna Woods chapter, you could say, or our campus of Saddleback. And has that fit you well,
Perfect.
JoJo?
Perfectly.
Well,
Yeah.
it has that breakfast buffet.
I know that. You guys, see, for those of you, if you didn't see last week's show, go back on YouTube and look at the skit they did last week, because there was some inside jokes there. Because we cut our donuts in half, and Bubbles was so excited that she found a donut that wasn't cut in half. I knew what you were going at. Yeah. No, that was good. And so you've enjoyed clowning also? Actually, don't you have some other friends here that are clowns that are here in the audience?
Oh, we do?
We do.
Yes,
Come
we
on
have.
around, just
Come
so
on.
that you. I want you to meet her, and I believe. Wait,
This is Curly Q.
Curly Q. I got a little confused, Curly. Or do I know you well enough to call you just by your first name?
You can call me CQ.
CQ.
Oh,
Okay.
that's in.
And here comes Pipsqueak.
Squeak.
Pipsqueak's here too.
I'm not in costume, but these donuts really smell good. Thank you, Bubbles.
See there? You have made everyone happy, even Pipsqueak. Yeah. So you guys are in this together, huh? No.
Yeah. we have
It's a fun group, and
is.
I've seen you guys perform at other times and that. So thank you for cheering us up in that way. Bubbles, though, I know that you might be moving soon. I hear. We're all sad about that. I know. So I wanted to just thank you for, and Bubbles' husband name was Tony Dower, and he married Bubbles. And Tony was on the 50 years ago, and Tony was a good friend. He served probably in many ways. I know that he was on the United board for a while, but I'm sure there were many other things I'm not aware of. But I just want you to know I appreciated both you and he for those years at Saddleback.
Thank you.
Yeah. And he was special. But you're special too. And you have both of you have cheered our hearts these last 2 weeks. So our verse for today, once again, and it's not one just to be, well, in one sense it's to be taken lightly, because it says a merry heart does good like medicine. And there's other verses like the joy of the Lord is our strength. And we often are pictured as, gosh, you're a Christian, you can't have fun. We have fun, don't we? We do in our church too. Well, Laguna Woods, thank you for tuning in. I hope you'll do so again next week. See you later. Have a great week.
Everybody count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
There it is.
And that is?
Candy.
What kind of candy?
It's a lemon drop.
Ah.